Hello everyone, I hope you are well. We meet again for this new video with XRP, which can start its second bullish wave. We will see a little bit the objectives, the reflexes to have in the event of a correction, the areas that would be interesting to buy, and where to take profits. We start the second wave of increase after a consolidation of the price here. I had already explained that on the break of this swing high, there was an interesting signal, a first bullish signal. Also, we saw that we have been consolidating on XRP for a very long time. So here, I will take you the whole history. Here, but it has been since. That is what we saw in the previous video. We saw this big consolidation right here that we are breaking upwards. We have been waiting for this since 2017. There is this triangle that is being broken upwards. That announces a possible continuation movement. So, I'm going back to Binance and I'm talking to you about the targets. The target here, we're going to go back to regular like this, and we're going to go back to weekly. So we've just reached a target right now here at the $1.40 level. So that's profit taking. And please, when you take profits, do it. It's important. And don't take it all at once. There, when I talk about taking profits, I know that I saw in the comments, quite a few of you have exposed yourselves in these areas. It's a bit like the area I said, around 40 to 30 cents. Guys, we're at $1.40. We have to take a little bit of profit. We shouldn't tell ourselves that it's going to go up to $10 in one shot. I'm going to sell in one shot. It's possible, but it's unlikely. We spread out our profits. Today, I'm giving you the TP zones. Then, we will see the objectives. And we will see a little bit the objectives of this continuation, of this second bullish wave. Then we have this peak also, which is interesting to take in terms of profit, 1.76. And then we have the peak of 2021 at 1.96. If the momentum is very strong, the momentum is the strength of the movement, and it is the case currently. We can very quickly go for the $2. But these are profit zones. Then there is the ATH that we do not have here on Binance because it came a little bit after. We will go to the crypto index here. We have the peak of $3.33. But before that, we have the long-term short reload zone. You should know that the professionals, they accumulated here recently, and here. So, on average, they bought around 25 cents. They will be at X7, almost X8, once we are at $2 in the short reload zone. As its name suggests, short reload zone, it is a profit zone, or a short opening zone to cover or to bet on the downside. If, of course, there are reversal signals like that, for example, a bearish structure in there. But here what you have to understand is that we have made bullish structures. The flow is always bullish. These will be profit zones. But take your profits in there. We are really arriving in important profit-taking zones. It is important to pay yourself. Then another profit zone. It will be the TH, $3.33. And then, if it goes nuts, XRP explodes thing. We had seen the objectives. Quite quickly, we can go for between $5.30 and $6.50. And then why not if there is euphoria approach $10? But the objective, take profits on the rise. The higher it goes, the more you take profits. Because if you don't do it, and it's great, you're still going to get attached to your ring. And if we start a bearish cycle again in 6 months, for example, we've gone up this far, you haven't taken any profit. Because you're convinced that it's going to $10, and in the end, on this cycle, we'll stop there. And it will be in 4 years that we'll go to $10. You're still going to hold, not take any profit. While you take profits, you buy back in the bear market. The next time it goes to $10, $20, if you have these convictions, you will be able to buy a lot more. What you sold, you took profits, you buy back lower. Because we know that the accumulation zone is there. We see it, it is big, it is here. So we sell high, we buy back here. At the next bull market in 4 years, if there is one, yes, I project a lot, we will sell higher. And that will give you more XRP and even more profits afterwards. But you have to know how to do it. Because there are many, unfortunately, I saw in the comments, who did not take any profit here in 2021. And who could have sold here? Bought back there, had a lot more XRP and repeated the operation. So I come back here to XRP, we come back in an hour and we see the objectives a little bit. So we can see here that we have a continuation movement AB equals CD that has been set up. Generally, the market will develop symmetrically. So we take the previous bottom here at 48 cents, and we take the highest. And we will report this extension, therefore this bullish wave, to the lowest that was found before the new wave. And so, we see that we have a perfect target at 1.76. Here, the bullish continuation target, AB equals CD, would bring us back to 1.76, and this is a profit-taking zone here as well. So it is likely, it does not mean sure and certain, that we will go to 1.76, but it is likely. Now, what you have to understand is that buying a vertical market is too late. You have two possibilities. I have already spoken about it, I will say it again. Either you buy the consolidations and the breakouts. So that is what we had. Consolidation, breakout, there was a signal here with an invalidation if the market reintegrated the breakout. So we did not reintegrate it at all. If we take the candle strings, we respected it well. Pullback, continuation. There was an entry point here at 1.17 and to invalidate if the price reintegrates 1.17. Then you take profits on the rise. On the other hand, if you buy there, you buy a market that is vertical and which has already come to offer what is called buy-side liquidity. It is an important stop zone. That is to say that here, all those who have shorted XRP recently, there in this consolidation, they put their stop here. The market has come to trigger their stop. The market, if it wants, it stops there, it retraces, and it will start again okay by conviction that XRP can go higher on this cycle, personally. So, how to buy in the event of a dip is very simple, and you shouldn't be scared of it. I know that there are many in the comments who will tell me no, but it's impossible that we looked for it. So yes, it may be impossible that we looked for these prices, but it is possible in the event of a correction. Because I'm not telling you anything, but guys, Bitcoin is at $100,000. Soon, we'll be at $99,000. When Bitcoin decides to correct a little, all the altcoins will go down. That you have to understand. And so the best reflex you have, you draw your FIBO from the lowest to the current highest, and very often the correction comes back to 38.2. That would bring us back to this support here, which was formed around $1.05 in the event of a correction. Now, what you have to understand is that this is the first stop of the entire movement. Okay, so here, I'm going to remove the reload zone. On the other hand, what is also entirely possible is to come and find the reload zone of this bullish impulse. And this time it brings us back between 84 cents and 68 cents. As its name suggests, this is the reload zone. This is in case there is a big correction. And again, we can't know if this correction will happen, if it will impact XRP or not. For example, I remember a correction, so yes, there was bad news with the SEC, etc. But I remember this correction here, which swallowed up all movement again. But this time, it's because of bad news. Obviously, but without bad news, we've already eaten dumps like that, etc. It happens. And these are opportunities to buy back. So I come back to that. Like here, we see that we had a huge dump. There, we went from $1.96 to 90 cents, then we went back up. I don't think that this time we will make a new peak if there is a similar correction. But suddenly it is to tell yourself that the reflex to adopt is to take profits on the rise. Logical. The more it rises, the more you take profits. And everything you take in profit, if you want to accumulate, let's imagine that I took 100 XRP on sale here. At 1.41, I put a buy order lower. Like that, if it suddenly goes up and hop, it goes down again. All the sell orders that you triggered here, you put buy orders lower. And the next bearish wave, you will have even more XRP at a better price. It's just logical. That's how professionals do it. And that's how you should do it. Accumulate when it's flat, and sell on the verticality, and buy back when it panics. That's all. And so here, so I think that XRP, if it passes 1.40, it will quickly go to 1.76. I say it again. It's not because I think that you should buy here. The signal has been given here. It's too late. Here I'm speaking to those who already have and who want to take profits. We see that if ever it pushes to 1.76 and that behind, there is a big correction on the market. It could come back or stop at 1.28. if it goes lower, around 97 cents. And that will be an extremely interesting dip to buy to have a second bullish wave. And there we could project ourselves, for example, in this way. So if we stop at 61.8, we could see that. TAC correction. Rise 161.8, 200%. So go from 1.80 to $1 and rise between 2.20 and 2.50. And go even higher if we want behind with the objective of the ATH at 3.33 in 2017. In itself, the signal that we have given now, the resolution of this contraction, could bring us back to a new pump that would go for the ATH. But whatever happens, you profit on the rise. At a given moment, when it starts to correct strongly, you take your lowest point of this leg, you take your Fibonacci, and you draw 38.2 and the zone 61.8, 78.6. This is what we call the reload zone. If the market corrects slightly, it will correct at most to 38.2. So let's imagine that it goes up like that. The correction will stop there. And then we'll see if we still have some left in the engine to go and make a new bullish wave. On the other hand, if it corrects now, let's imagine after reaching 1.40, I'll give you all the scenarios. But that way you understand the reasoning a little bit. Here, it corrects to 1.40. Two interesting zones, 38.2, minimal correction if the correction is nice. $1.06, the correction is much deeper, between 85 cents and 70 cents. In any case, it will simply come back if we do that. Test the breakout points that are there, which will be very interesting entries to play the next acceleration. Quite simply, there is nothing more complicated. And if it continues to rise, always the same reflex. You trace your fiber, you climb it, you raise it. In the event of a correction 38.2, it is very likely. For example, going from 1.80 to 1.33, that would be very realistic. Either we stop there and continue. On the other hand, if the correction is much deeper, that there are liquidation cascades on derivative contracts, etc., then it could come right here. You will see the price reconsolidate and start again. Basically, it will just be the big correction, mid-cycle, before possibly the final wave, which will perhaps offer itself a new ATH. I think that the people who accumulate XRP, I am talking about institutions, etc., because it remains a big market cap. Many forget it. XRP has existed for a very long time. I think that the guys who are accumulating it here, their goal is not to resell it right there. It is, I think, to resell it much higher, at least towards these wicks here, around $2.50, $3 and maybe higher. That would already be a good capital gain. They would be an X10 a little more. On billions of dollars, it is already a good operation. I am speaking here rather to those who want precisely in the event of a correction, because Bitcoin, at a given moment, you have to tell yourself that it will correct, that it will impact the entire market, including XRP, and to simply tell yourself that here, the reload zones are your friends, even the 38.2 zones. And so, nothing prevents you from buying a little here, and planning here, in case, if it goes down here, like that, you buy cheaper. And then, the objective to go up, okay? Quite simply. As here at the time, I will stop here today. But in 2017, you see, we had a very rapid first bullish wave. We went from less than a cent. I experienced it here, by the way, with CRP in 2016. Around, I think it was 0.4 of a cent. Something like that. Here we had a first retracement, and once again, see the rise. We go from, look carefully, 0.3 of a cent to 6 cents. We go back down to 2.8. Reload zone, boom, it explodes again. Look carefully here, I take this low, I take this high. Look here again, we go from 3 cents to 39 cents. Correction, reload zone between 16 and 10. We consolidate, bam, explosion. And then you take the lowest. And the highest that was recorded at $3. And look where the price came back to. Still in the reloading zones and even a little lower. So these are the zones that are very interesting. On the correction of the previous cycle, same exercise. I take my lowest, my highest. Where did we come back to? Reloading zone. Ah, good zone to buy. Now we're out of it. Good zone to start taking profits. And the same, if ever we have a correction, there I take the last impulse. If we come back to it, reloading zone, very interesting, 38.2 also, quite simply. And there, You continue to take your profits, you set sell limits, or you take profits, for example, 5%. Then after, for example, 3%, 5%, 7%, 9%, etc. And these small percentages that you recover, you continue to draw your Fibonacci. And when it corrects, I buy back 38.2, it goes down. Plus I buy back 61.8, etc. And in fact, it gives you more to resell them later if you think there will still be some in the engine, as I say for a future ring too. So I'll stop here for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to give you this update on XRP. I know that many of you are into it. And so it is important to me to give you a little update. If you liked it, don't hesitate to bombard the blue thumbs, to put comments as well. The XRP army, if you want to highlight this video, if you put blue thumbs, other people who are invested in XRP will be able to come across this video and come across this advice precisely to avoid repeating the mistake of 2021. So don't hesitate.